Hey guys, Zero here again with another Gundam Monday unboxing. This past weekend I was able to get out to a couple different stores and pick up a bunch of stuff, and obviously Gundams being one of them. And I know I've been doing a lot of Gundam videos lately, but trust me when I tell you that that's a very small part of my hobby list, and recent in the sense that I had been collecting Gundams for a really long time, way back in the day, but I never really did any videos of them prior to the end of 2019 because I just didn't have access to my Gundams. Everything was in storage, and I think right after I got back from Tennessee and I went out there to visit my nephew and my cousins is when I actually started doing the videos because I picked some up there. But like I said, trust me when I tell you it's a small portion of a major problem with hobbies, tabletop miniatures and role-playing games and all that stuff. And if anybody's followed me from the beginning, you guys know, you watch my video lists, you see this is a small part of the list, but anyway, let's get into it. This weekend I picked up a master grade kit, and I actually just gave one away. I gave away the Gundam Zeta master grade to I actually did a raffle, and Hate over at Saver Die won the raffle, so I sent it out to him. And I also recently just gave away a master grade Gelgoog model kit to a really good friend of mine. He's not the biggest Gundam fan, but he is a fan of those styles of suits, and I feel like, Goku's a great suit, but I have so many different model kits of these Gundams that I'm trying to filter through, and I know I bought another one instead of getting rid of all of them. But this one was on my list of ones to get anyway, and this is just a recent list. So I picked up the Gundam Barbatos from Iron Blooded Orphans. Recently just watched this series. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, or plan to see it or not, but it's a pretty good series. I thought it was good. It was an emotional series. It had drama, a lot of drama, and it had a lot of death, which is, it happens in most Gundams, not all of them, but most. And for it being like an alternate universe storyline, it was pretty good. It was like its own. Didn't have to worry about knowing anything else about Gundam. So if you don't know a lot about Gundam, but you're interested in watching something, give it a shot. I mean, once you finish it, that's it. You don't have to watch anything else. There's nothing leading to anything else or anything like that. So it's pretty cool. And the Barbatos was a cool design to me. And I found that, like most recent Gundam series, the Gundams themselves are pretty cool, but the other suits in the stories lack something. Like, they just, I don't know, just they're not attractive suits. Like, it's not like back when the UC where the Zaku were there and everybody, oh, the Zaku's, they're whatever. But when you look at the Zaku and the design and everything that it's influenced since it came out, it's a pretty good design, and you start to appreciate like the enemy mobile suits not just being cannon fodder for these badass Gundams. But Barbatos, yeah, it's one of those. The Gundam itself is great, but the other suits are, they're not so good to me. Anyway, I also picked up a bunch of little things. I actually was at Barnes and Noble, and I picked up these Gundam G frames. This is the RX-93 new Gundam, and then this is the Sazabi. Now, if you know anything about these two, even if you don't, I'm going to tell you. These are the two suits that are on that back poster right here from the movie Char's Counterattack. So this is a UC series Gundam and Zeon suit. This is Amuro Ray's Gundam suit, and Amuro Ray is the main character in the UC series. He started the show in the very first Gundam, and this is the last movie he was in. And then this is Char Aznavour's final mobile suit, and he started the series with the Red Zaku, the Red Comet, the very first Gundam show, and now he ends it with the Sazabi. I'm not sure. There might be more of them in some of the other UC series movies. Like they may talk about them. I don't know. I haven't seen Turn A. I haven't seen, I haven't seen every single one like Thunderbolt and stuff. There's ones that I want to watch. But from what I understand, that's Char's counterattack was the final for those two main characters in the UC Gundam storyline. Like that was their main last show. And like I said, they were mentioned or talked about, whatever, made cameos, but they were never really focused on after that. Also, I picked up sets of Gundam markers. Now, I've had a love-hate relationship with Gundam markers since they came out. This set here, this specific set, this is pretty much like markers, like Sharpies almost. I didn't realize. I thought they were paint. I thought these were paint like these are. These are actually paint markers, right? So when you shake them up, there's actual liquid paint inside. You got to shake them really good to get the paint flowing right and whatever. I want to say it's like an enamel paint. And you hear that? These don't have that. You see, they don't have it because there's not paint in here. It's actually a marker. So this is, and I'll show you what I mean because I'm going to show you something on the big guy. But these are paints, and I picked these up, this weekend just to touch up some of the kits that I have. I normally don't go for that kind of thing. I kind of just leave the kits alone, or I'll actually completely spray the kit. But I'm going to use these just to touch up some of the smaller kits that I have, like the little ones that didn't have paint on certain areas. We're going to paint those up. And I'll tell you how I feel about whether or not Gundam markers are worth your money. You'd probably be surprised at what I'm going to tell you. But we'll get over to the table. We'll open up this Barbatos and we'll take a look at the other little guys and see, were they worth my investment? And I know half of you will probably say no, not at all. And the other half will be like, fuck yeah, it was. Excuse me. Hashtag not for kids. I apologize. But we'll take a look and see what the value is of these guys if I feel like I got my money's worth. All right, guys. Sit tight. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a look at Gundam Barbatos, the master grade version. Now, I don't know specifically I'm not sure which suit this is. That's like, they went through like 6 or 7 variations of the suit during the series, just because it was damaged and it had to be upgraded and changed, and they started calling it like Lupus and then Lupus Rex, and had all these cool names. Barbatos is a demon name, by the way. So I think it was like the Greater Wolf Lord, Bearded Wolf Lord, or something like that, is what his name basically came down to. Something like that. Something cool like that. But here we have the side of the box with pictures of the model. It comes with that display base or that display stand. That'll be really cool. There's the inner frame, which is infamous, or which master grades are infamous for, basically. That was one of the biggest things with master grades, is they all came with inner frames to support the armor and give it more like flexibility and posability. A lot of them, like when you get a high grade or a kit like that, they don't actually have a frame on the inside. It's just like the 2 halves of the arm and the 2 halves of the leg just squeezed together. But these guys all came with inner frames, like I said, so they could be posed in certain ways, and most of them were extremely flexible. Most of them. Not all of them. Some of the Zeon suits were really hard to pose just because of the nature of the armor that they had. Like if you look at the Zaku's and the Gelgoogs and the Goofs, their legs were so big, like the armor on the legs, it was very hard to get them into, very specific poses. Gundams, though, however, on the other hand, most of the Gundams themselves were pretty basic shaped, so they could get into all those crazy kung fu poses, like G.I. Joe, kung fu grip. There we go. I really like the artwork. Artwork is done really, really well. I'm not sure what that is back there. I'm gonna say it's a suit. Yeah, it's another one of those suits. One of the enemy suits. I can't remember what they were, but not the coolest in my opinion. And that's just my opinion. You know, you don't like it, you can comment in the comment section below. Tell me how you feel. Let's share our feelings together. You can see, man, this is a hefty kit. There are a lot of parts in these master grade kits. This is no joke. This is, I'm not gonna say this is not for beginners, because you could be a beginner and get a master. There's master grade kits out there for beginners, like complete beginners, and you'll be okay. And I'm not saying you wouldn't be, even if you weren't. You know, if you're a beginner and you wanted to get into this suit, you could still do it. It's not. It's just a model kit. There's nothing over intimidating about it. There's some chrome plated pieces. Very small. There's pistons on this kit, actual working pistons, and those are the piston rods there. It's so cool. Can't wait to get that going. But you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this in my lap, and then we're going to lay the pieces together. So here we have some of the blue armor parts. There's the top of the cockpit there. A little canopy that goes over the cockpit. And then we've got legs. Looks like leg armor, and there's some stickers in there too. And I like because the power symbol, it looks like a power symbol. You turn it on. There's some clear pink plastic that goes in there, and in the shoulder pads as well. There have been people to light them up. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I'm not sure I'm at that level yet. I'd like to be, but I don't know. And here we have some, I want to say water slide transfers. I think that's what those are. And you've got multiple colors. Another thing that master grades started doing way back in the day. A lot of kids do it now, but master grades were some of the first to actually have multicolored parts on one sprue, right? So they molded red, yellow, and green, and then white, all on one sprue, whereas most kids did not have that. They would have one sprue for yellow, one sprue for blue, and so on. And that's the backpack. There's the V fin there. Look how big that fin is. Then all the yellow parts that go in the turbine, you know, like the vents and stuff like that. It's really cool. Very, very cool. He got green eyes. Yeah, green eyes. Love it. Oh, they made gold parts too. Oh, that's awesome. And there's the pink underlaid parts that light up. They could light up if you wanted them to. He comes with a lot of weapons. He comes with the mace, he comes with the samurai sword, and he comes with the smoothbore cannon. My only complaint, and I know I just got it, whatever, but my actual complaint, because I did some homework, is that the mace was resized for this kit. They actually shrunk the mace down so that, I don't know if it was because like they needed him to balance it better, because none of the other Barbatos kits can hold the mace very well. Like they just don't have the strength in the joints to hold the mace up because it's such a big piece of plastic. But I don't know, man. I think they should have just went with the bigger mace like it was supposed to be, because that's a huge selling point on this kit, right? Like it's such an iconic weapon for this kit, considering most, I would say 99%, 90, maybe 95% of Gundams have beam sabers. You know, some sort of beam weapon. So for the fact that this kit did not have beam weapons, it only had like hard weapons, you know, physical weapons, was a big jump from the norm. So the mace, being what it was, is extremely iconic. There's some of the leg frame there, you can see. It's really cool. There's different hands. Looks like you gotta paint the claws because they're not painted. More parts. More frame parts. And I'm not gonna take it out of the plastic. I apologize. I know it's real shiny, guys, but I don't want to lose any of this stuff, and I'm not going to put it together tonight, so I don't want to take a chance in losing parts, you know. There's, looks like more of the mace there, because this actually, the mace comes apart into like daggers. I don't remember seeing that in the anime. But it could have been in a comic. I don't know. It could have been in the manga. It could have been, you know, a bunch of stuff. There's the other leg parts. So that's one leg there. I like also that the Barbatos leg is not like your straight typical Gundam leg, you know, where it's just like a straight, you know, block. It's actually like curved, almost like a wolf, like an animal's leg. There you got some more inner frame. There's the leg frames right there, or the lower legs. And there's more framework. I'm debating on painting this frame. A lot of people just do little touch-ups here and there, you know, adornments on certain parts. But I'm thinking about painting it like a gunmetal color, and then washing it, and then, you know, touching it up and stuff like that, make it look a bit more aged. Because this Gundam, when they found it, was old. It was from one of the it was years and years and years ago that the Gundam was actually buried underground. They used it to actually fight mobile armors. I don't want to spoil any of the storylines for you guys, but basically the Barbatos is actually an old Gundam. It's not, you know, it's not like fresh off the factory presses like in most of the Gundam series. The Gundams come right off the, you know, the line, and then the hero gets it, or however he gets the Gundam. But in this one, they actually were mining, and they found it in one of the mines, you know. So they just decided to employ it, which was why the Barbatos was constantly changing, you know, in appearance, because it was like, well, it's not like we have stockpile parts for Barbatos, you know what I mean? So they had to use whatever spare parts from other suits that they could get to repair it and keep it going. Here's the instruction booklet. Let's see if I can get a little closer for you guys. Let's get this out the way. Alright, I'll put you there for now. And then we'll get a little closer to the book. Bow. I like the little symbol. I can't remember what it's like, a iron rose or something like that. And you always got technical drawings. I love that. That's one of the coolest things about the master grade kits. Some of the higher end kits, they have all the cool technical drawings. You know, in case you want to build your own Barbatos. You know, you never know. I mean, I got all these parts in my garage, I think. So it's a bit complex. You know, it's not your typical snap together kit. Although it is snapped together. You don't need glue for this kit. And I believe that this master grade does not have any screws in it, so you don't have to use a screwdriver or anything like that. You basically pop your pieces off, you know, you snap them together. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. There's some artwork, or not artwork, but photo work of it. There's the frame. Looks really cool. Looks really anorexic, but I mean, that's what it is, right? Get back into the building. I'm hoping this kit's worth it, you know. And funny story, or true story, I should say, honesty time, I have not built a master grade kit yet. And I know that's, people are probably like, what the deuce? But yeah, I have not. I have a ton of master grade kits. I stopped buying regular kits, and I just started buying master grades back in the day because they were the pinnacle of the kit industry at the time. Now we've got perfect grades, which I want one of, but the master grades were the tippity top of the Gundam kits. So I had bought a bunch with the intention of building at least a few of them, displaying them, whatever, but I had moved around so much, things have happened so much in my life that I just never had the time to get them out of storage and do that, you know. So this hopefully will be my first master grade. And I built hundreds of model kits before this, but this will hopefully be my first actual master grade kit. And, you know, you guys will join me on that journey. Hopefully. I won't do a live build of this because this is just too complex of a kit to take for granted. I don't want to miss any details or anything like that on the Barbatos while I'm building it, you know, for the sake of videoing for people. Not that I wouldn't want to, I'd love to, but I'm not there yet with, this will be my first master grade, so I'm not going to do that with this one. Alright, let's take a quick look here at these bad boys, huh? New Gundam G frame. So what these are is basically you originally got two separate boxes. You had to get the two separate boxes. One comes with the inner frame, a posable inner frame. Like this frame actually moves. You can be posed, and you can see it added the shield and a couple other little things. And this side here was actually a generic standing frame. So it just all it was it just stood there, and then you had all the armor pieces for your kit. So originally, I think they sold these separately. Like the boxes were actually separated, and you had to actually find the two boxes to build your kit. You know, you could still, like, you could do the display one, like this one here, and just display your guy standing in a static pose. But if you found the inner frame kit, you could actually add to his like, he's got the fin funnels, the shield, and the blaster on this side, and then the actual posable frame. So you see, he can actually, there's a static, and then he can actually be posed. You know, all kinds of crazy styles. And you see there, you slap your armor on right there. But let's crack this thing open. I think, if I am not mistaken, I want to say that these are just like the universal unit kits where the instructions are inside the box. You know, like yep, it's in a bag, just like I thought. And then you've got your instructions in there, so don't throw this out. So here is some of the parts there. So he's got a pretty big head. I'm not sure what scale this is. This might be 1/44th scale. Well, it looks like it could be 1/44th. Because this is pretty big. Well, maybe not. It might be smaller, because the new Gundam is actually a really big Gundam. It's almost all put together. There's the fin funnels. And the shield. The blast rifle, the armor skirting, the feet. New Gundam's a cool Gundam. I don't know if you guys watched Char's Counterattack, but it's definitely a cool Gundam. Needs some painting. Obviously, you see the fin funnels are just white, and they're supposed to be yellow and black in there, and a couple other colors. So we're gonna see if we can paint that, and get that painted up. There's our shoulders. Oh, it's got actual color on there, the little symbol. And the backpack, his little hand. This might be 1/144th. I don't know, or 1/150th. It might be a little smaller than 1/144th. Because, like I said, New Gundam and Sazabi are some of the biggest, just like standing kits that they make. Like when you compare them to other kits of their size scale, they're big. They're not small kits by any means. Let's get this back in here. Yeah, I think these I could probably do a live build of these guys, because they're, these are pretty academic. I might not even need instructions. According to some of the reviews, you probably won't even need instructions. Yeah, right there, just because of knowing what parts go, looking at where they go, and look at all that red. It's such a cool. That is very cool. The shield has got all the detail on it. That's a really cool. I mean, it's huge. I actually have the Master Grade Sazabi kit, and it is, in fact, and the new Gundam kit, and they are, in fact, huge kits. So, I mean, now that I have these two small kits, I might be selling those other two. And it's not that I don't want to build them. I do. It's just that they're the older versions, and now there are like 2.0s. Now there's Verkas, and just better designed kits. And I'm like, kind of like, damn, man, I spent a lot of money on those kits. So we'll see if I can recoup something and maybe get one of the Verkas. But having these guys, I can put these guys on my shelves with all the other Gundams that I have, the little ones, and it won't. You're not taking up, like super huge mega Gundam space. You're working with what you got, and it's not, not as big. And I have another Mega Gundam that I have to put together still. So there's his torso with his super beam cannon, or his belly button cannon, his legs, armor. Somebody was saying that where the legs are put together, the armor is kind of messed up. It doesn't, like, it's a big old gap in some of the armor. So it's not 100% accurate to the Sazabi, but it's to me it's close enough. It'll do what it's supposed to do and be what it's supposed to be, for what for my purposes, which is basically display. So here we have our Gundam model kit markers, and I'm going to show you guys something here. Oop, sorry about that, big guy. Don't lose your footing. So this is the beam cannon from the Unicorn Gundam. I used the gray marker. Okay, I was going to do black, but I decided to do gray instead because I felt like the gray would be a better transition from the light gray and the white on the model rather than just stark black. Okay, but here you can see I painted in there the details, right? Like I did the panel lining, whatever. Okay, let me see here if I can show you what I'm talking about. See that? I completely just wiped away that gray marker. I had painted this 3 weeks ago. Right when I got that marker set, maybe 2.5 weeks ago, I painted this. I did all the panel lining on this gun, and I just wiped that off. So it doesn't dry or make it permanent. You know what I'm saying? Like a Sharpie would. So this, to me, this is like, fuck. These are just markers, like felt tip markers. I could have used Sharpies and it would have probably given me a better result. Now Sharpies are harder to clean up, they're harder to remove, and they have a tendency to stain plastic, you know what I mean? So if I were to mess up, on this stuff, the plastic would probably be stained, and I would have to do a lot of different cleaning up. But look, man, that's bullshit. That's BS. Like that to me is garbage. And this was only like $15, I think, for the whole thing. But it's fucking, I could have used my own Sharpies for that crap if that was what the result was going to be. I had never used those specific markers before, so to me it was kind of like, I was like, all right, let's give it a shot. Gundam markers are easy to work with, and everybody recommends them. And you go on a Gundam, my Gundam Facebook group, that's the first thing they say. Gundam markers, blah, blah, blah. They're garbage. There's no substitute for painting. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to repaint all these lines. And I'm actually going to use acrylic paint, like my old school method where because if I don't primer this whole thing, like if I don't base coat this whole thing in paint, then I don't need to, worry about cleaning up because acrylic will come right up. All I got to do is just brush it and it'll come right up. But it'll stay in the lines. It'll stay in those panels and then I can clear coat the whole thing and be done. Then I guess I could clear coat it with these markers in there too, but like I said, as you touch the model, this shit's gonna come right off. It's not worth it to me. But these are actually paint pens. Like I said, these are old as time, man. Tamiya made them, Testors made them. A lot of companies make paint markers. And I got some from Pascal that I use on my tires for my RC cars, because it stays on there. It's aside from getting scratched off, you know what I mean, like physically damaged, but otherwise this will stay on there. And I'm gonna use these because I got you get the little Barbatos, and you can see his feet are white, and they gave me stickers for his feet, but I don't want to use no stickers for his feet, so I'm just gonna paint it on. I'm just gonna use these guys and paint in the detail on his high heels. His slippers, because it looks like he's got high heels. And you see the difference in the mace size. Like, see how big that is comparative to the one that they give you in the master grade set. Like, this is, like I was saying, the master grade mace was done small on purpose, but it is what it is. But there you go. I mean, honestly, are they worth the money? I don't think so, and not at all. Like, this was a $20 set at Barnes & Noble, and online. You get them like $21.99 on eBay, and this was like $15 on eBay. These are definitely not worth it. That's garbage. They're enamel, so even if you don't use them on Gundams, you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. 5 colors that you can use on any other model. And that metallic gray, that dark metallic gray, that's your most priceless color right there. Then you got a pen for panel lining. I'm gonna try that pen out, and I'm sure it's like any other felt tip pen. It's gonna it's gonna go in the lines, whatever. But the key is that these are actually paint markers, and there's a value in having paint. As opposed to, like I said, a box of Sharpies. Not even Sharpies, because they're not even permanent. They come right off. So, I mean, I could be overjudging it. I don't even know what this thing does. I don't even. This is giving me an eraser. Like, you can use this to erase certain colors that you mess up with. I don't know. I thought these were paints, but they weren't. So that's my bad. My bad. But yeah, these seem pretty good. But anyway, like I said, this is the haul we got. We'll build these guys up, and I'll do a final thoughts video on these guys and the Barbatos. The Barbatos will be a separate video because that's going to take me a while to get building and stuff like that. But there you go. That's my Gundam Monday haul. I don't anticipate buying many more Gundams, to be honest with you. There's not a lot out there that I want. I mean, I'm looking for a Zaku 2, maybe even Char's Zaku, only because I know I have a Zaku. I have a space type Zaku, and it's like black and purple. But I would like really just a standard green Zaku. And I don't care if I get it in the small size, 144th high grade or real grade or whatever, or master grade. I don't care. I just want a Zaku, just because, you know, Zakus are, they're like the grandfather of Zeon, where, you know what I mean? So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. But like I said, I don't anticipate buying too many more of these, just because I don't have the room for a lot of Gundams. And I mean, I have a ton of them in storage still that I just don't have the room to display. So, and also keep your eyes out for when I do start going through my storage and getting out those master grades that I don't want. I'll be selling those guys pretty soon. So keep your eye out for those videos, because I'll be, you know, either raffling them off or doing giveaways depending on how many subscribers I have and stuff like that. As always, like, subscribe, share, and I will put, let's move this guy so he has space to come out. Right there, that guy right there. He's the mascot for our Tabletop Dungeoneers Discord server. Stay tuned, because I'm going to have an actual physical model of that guy to show you guys really soon. It's really freaking cool. The guys over at the Discord channel, Quinian and Hate, they designed it. Hate designed the model, like the logo, a long time ago, but Quinian actually put it into a 3D render, and we're printing it out with 3D resin, and we're going to paint them and get them all set up. It's going to be really cool. But if you like, head on over to the Discord channel. I'll leave the link in the description below. And like always, tell them Zero sent you, you know. Because if you don't, it doesn't count. Even if you join the Discord server, you don't tell them Zero sent you or somebody sent you, it doesn't count. And I'm going to think you're a bot, and I might just... But no, I'm just kidding. Just going ahead, like I said, let them know Zero sent you, and join the group. It's actually a great group. It's a lot of creative people, a lot of different opinions and perspectives on things, and we can bounce ideas off of each other, which is really cool, especially when someone's like, hey, how do I do this? And then it's like, you get like 30 responses, like, boom, 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 here you go. And then now you know. So there you go. As always, guys, like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you soon in the next video. And thank you for watching.